Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. I'm laughing because of here you're like, hey T, maybe you should hold off a little bit on doing these preview videos. And I'm like, I wonder why. This is what you call trackies, ride or die. I never scared. What? I never scared. Yeah, I'm never scared. So with that said, the Racers Grand Prix comes up tomorrow, and I'm here with another preview video. The third time, hopefully, is a charm. Look here, guys. My other calls have been spot on. Y'all are just focusing on, unfortunately, the two that didn't really go well. And it's only one athlete in that race that didn't do, each of those races well, maybe a couple in each of those races that didn't do what I thought they would do. You know what I mean? But with that said, my calls have been spot on, right? So let's keep it moving and not stress the fact that yes, a few things didn't go according to plan. You're not really gonna get everything right all the time. All right, so but the third time is the charm. So yeah, with that said, as I said, the race of the Grand Prix comes up tomorrow, and the men's 100 meters is definitely one of the highlights of the entire meet. We're looking forward to it for multiple reasons. From an American perspective, you have Noah Lyles, lining up. From a Jamaican perspective, we have the likes of Oblique Seville plus a few others. Then also you have the Kenyan Ferdinand Omanyala. Then you have the British athlete Zarnel Hughes. And yes, it is something, in my opinion, that is going to be a mouth-watering clash that would lead to, in my opinion, more seasons best and potentially personal best. And of course, I'm going to get into my thoughts as it relates to how this race will shape up. Now, trust me, we have not seen. Oh, first, let me tell you who is in the lineup. And I think this is potentially the lane draws right now, what I'm seeing here. So I'm seeing in lane one, Kadrian Golson. In lane two, Zarnel Hughes. In lane three, Josephus Lyles. In lane four, this could not be the lane draw. There's no way Josephus Lyles is in a better lane than Zarnel Hughes. All right, this is probably just, the start list and not necessarily the lane draws. So forget what I just said about lane draws, okay? All right, then we have Noah Lyles, we have Ferdinand Omanyala, we have Oblique Seville, we have Taekwondo Tracy, and we have Kendall Williams. So that's pretty much who lines up here in the 100 meters. No, no, it's on social media, bragging and saying, hey, he's been watching y'all, mess around, and it's his turn now, to show the world what he's capable of. So he's pretty much ready to come out here and run really fast. And I'm pretty much expecting that from him. But I'm also watching him on, on Instagram eating KFC zinger. I mean, I said to myself, say, go on for the belly. I don't want that to be an excuse when you lose the race. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. I don't want to hear nobody talk about them come to Jamaica, come full in belly, a Jamaica good tasting food, and couldn't run the race. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? But jokes aside, right? I'm definitely expecting No Lives to come out and run really well. So I'm just gonna hone in on the athletes that I think will, really be in contention for the top three slots, right? So I'm looking at a Zarnel Hughes. Interestingly, he has not ran the 100 meters so far this season. No, he has run the two, but not the one. So he's already gone at 19.96 over the two, which tells you that he's in great shape and he will be running, super fast. Also, clearly, as I said, Noah Lyles. He has run the 100 meters so far this season. He's best at 10.01 seconds. But I would say, off the back of that, world record attempt at the Adidas City Games, where he was just, shy from Usain Bolt's 150-meter world record, I would say he's in clearly much better shape. And I actually loved absolutely his start. I was very impressed by his start. And clearly his pickup, his acceleration was crazy in that race as well. And that's why he got so close to the world record. Didn't get it at the end of the day. Was a little disappointed, but clearly he's ready to go, super fast. And I'm expecting, at least in my opinion, a 9.8 from him in this race. That's what I'm seeing right now. The world lead, well, it doesn't register as the world lead, which is why Adidas need for dash away that City Games. They were them a build track because World Athletics isn't even recognizing the times. For the life of me, I don't know why. Maybe it's because the track is too bouncy. But long story short is World Athletics did not register any other times coming out of that event. So even though I believe Akani Simbine ran a 9.90 seconds, it's not recognized as the world lead. But I am expecting coming out of this competition, as I said, based on what I expect from Noah Lyles, he seems ready to go 9-8 in this race. And the USA Championships, just like the Jamaican Championships, is really right around the corner. So the fast times are coming, and I do believe that we are going to see something extra special in that 100 meters at the National Stadium with the men. And I believe that we are going to have Noah Lyles run a 9-8. Now, Ferdinand Omanyala, he was in Eugene, last weekend. Before that, he was at, the Adidas Boost Games. Didn't look his best to me, but coming out of that, even though that was a 10-second run, right? But coming out of that, he ran a 9.98, which surprised me because I was like, okay, I wasn't thinking that, he was getting to his best shape based on how he looked, but he came out and he ran, second at Eugene and looked very, very good, right? And that's what is important, right? So he figures in this race for me. The other person that I believe figures as well is Oblique Seville, right? So I definitely think Oblique Seville figures in this race. No, this is where it gets interesting. Now, track is Oblique Seville has been looking spanking this season. No, he's also one of those athletes that have not run the 100 meters all season, right? He's gone over the 200 meters on the curve plus on the straight, right? On the curve, I believe he did a 20.17. That was his first outing ever, looking very, very heavy. And everybody was like, wow, technically. And just the drive, to continue to execute through the line, which was the most, key factor for me because I've noticed his shortcomings over the years. And one of the key, factors was that, he doesn't execute straight through the line. But clearly this season, we have been seeing a change in him and it has been showing in these 200 meters. And then on the back of that, he went to the same Adidas Boost Games. And I know a lot of people are of the view that it's easier to run the 100-meter on a straight than it is on a curve, as if to say, athletes are machines and once you start accelerating, you don't stop. But anyway, with that said, I think it's harder because clearly they don't know how to gauge the race as they know how to gauge it on the curve. But, potato, potato, let's put it that way. But still, he went there and he ran a 19.96. Some people think again it's easier and it's harder. I think it's harder. So I was saying that 19.96 is actually more impressive than what it may have seemed to be on the day. Plus, also the track was all over the place, child. You know how I am with that Adidas track. It just isn't it. Now, on the back of that track is clearly, well, before that, I was saying that Oblique Seville is definitely on target to do something crazy this season. And I actually think that is actually coming in the race tomorrow. One of the key moments, and it's going to be a defining factor for Oblique Seville for multiple reasons. What we've always wanted to see, Oblique Seville do was, go on the circuit, but not just go on the circuit and just run against anybody, but run against the people that will factor at whatever championships you're going to. So over the years, we've seen him, go to races, but didn't really have the A people, you'd say, in that race. But no, clearly based on his execution in past championships, we're like, all right, maybe we need more experience. And this is going to be the race that is going to make Oblique Seville and catapult him, in my opinion, to the world because I see a lot of people, looking at this race and Oblique Seville isn't even in the conversation. And I'm like, ever since Usain Bolt retired, I see the world looking down on Jamaica and I'm like, brother, don't play those games. Jamaica is still here. We're still doing our thing. But you know what? We have to go show them because not just talking about it clearly, but we have to go show them so we're there and we mean business. So Oblique Seville for sure will be coming out tomorrow on the heels of me saying 9.96 or what was it, 9.7 to 9.6. And then I was saying this from last season, but this season seems to be the season for sure. And then, I do have, special, hopes for him over that 200 meters, but I don't know if we're going to get there, to be fair. But this is going to be the race that we're going to see the 9.7 for sure. We are going to get a 9.7 from Oblique Seville, and I believe he walks away with the win in this race. I'm gonna ask no questions about it. Yeah, he wins. He definitely wins. He definitely shocks the world and he definitely puts the world on notice to let them know that yes, Oblique Seville is a serious threat. And I don't even know how a person that finishes fourth place, two times back to back at championships is not even a threat in this race. He's been overlooked, for other athletes. And I'm like, okay, I don't think that is fair. But anyway, That's what I think is gonna happen. We have Taekwondo Trace, and I'm expecting a season's best from him. And yeah, that's my thought process is there. With the Jamaican athletes. Oh, Cajun Colson as well. He's gone 10.10 so far. This is definitely the race for him to go faster. And as I said, Taekwondo Trace as well. Looking for a faster performance from him. When I stack up, the overall performance in this race, no, I look at Zarnell Hughes, Oblique Seville, and Noah Lyles. I believe those are my top three. I believe Zarnel, Oblique, and Noah are my top three. Um, I've been looking at, how, at Zarnel is versus an Oblique Seville, right? Zarnel did a 19.96 in Kingston, I believe, at the Invitational. That was done on the curve. Oblique did one, shortly after. Was it after? Yeah, shortly after on the straight, right? So they have pretty much similar performances, though you keep hearing though that Oblique Seville is doing better than him in training. We've been hearing this from last year. This follows through to this year. Plus, also, when you look at the 200 meters that were run prior to the 19.96 that was done by both athletes, different situation or different tracks. One on, as I said, the curve or the straight. Actually, Oblique Seville was running much faster than Zarnell Hughes. They ran 400 meters this season together. Oblique Seville came out the faster. They ran 200 meters, over the curve, and Seville still came out the fastest. I believe at that time when Oblique did the 20.17, he was at a 20.4, I believe. Right now he's down to a 19.96, as I said, but we haven't seen Oblique on the curve, so can't really make mention to that other than to say he's done a 19.96 on a straight, right? No, so when I factor in that, and then I think about a Noah Lyles as well, that will be in the race, and I will believe he's going to be going 9.8. It kind of tells you how I think this race is going to go. So I think Oblique Seville walks out with the win, running a 9.7. Yep. I think that tomorrow is going to be the day for it. We could even see something faster based on what I'm seeing. This season, Oblique Seville is ready to do something crazy, and I'm so excited for it. Noah Lyles, I believe, will be in second in this particular race. Controversially. I know y'all Americans are gonna come at me, but it is what it is, right? At the end of the day, as I said, ride or die. And in third place, I have Zarnell Hughes. I have Zarnell Hughes also, being 9.8 actually. I have him 9.8 actually in this race as well. 9.8. I believe last season was at the same race as Grand Prix that he ran his personal best 9.83, right? So we could see him in personal best shape right off the bat, right here, right? So I'm excited to see both Zarnel and, of course, Oblique Seville, and of course, Noah Lyles in this particular race. Now, you've heard my thoughts. Let me know what you think. So, Oblique versus Zarnel versus Noah versus Ferdinand Omanyala. I think he'll be in fourth. Yeah, or thereabouts. Yeah, I think he'll be in fourth in this race. But yeah, these are the athletes that line up. Let me know how you think it's gonna go and why you think it's gonna go that way. As usual, guys, like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.